So you're looking for a class to play in Blue Protocol Star Residence, but you don't really want to sit through a 30, 40, 50 minute video. Fortunately for you guys, in this video, we're going to be going over each class and spec to give you guys a better understanding of what to expect with each one in a shorter, more condensed TLDR form. Also, I really wanted to feature other content creators this time around, so what I did was I reached out to other creators that I know have been playing Blue Protocol Star Residence and allowed them an opportunity to break down their respective classes for you. Be sure to check out these content creators. All their links can be found in the description below. As far as I go, I also plan on playing or continuing to play a lot of Blue Protocol Star Residence. Chances are I might actually be live on Twitch streaming it right now. I'm going to be playing all the way through the beta, and it would be fantastic to hang out with you guys and see you there. Let's begin.
Hi, I'm Chiishiiya, and I'm here to introduce to you about the Frost Mage, your classic ranged spellcaster, but with a frosty twist. Depending on the spec you choose, you'll either be darting around the battlefield hurling icy projectiles, or planting your feet and firing off a continuous beam that just melts health bars. Well, freezes them technically. The key mechanic that ties it all together is Mystic Ice. In the Ice Spear spec, Mystic Ice removes the casting animation from your main projectile, making it feel instant and responsive. Perfect for kiting and staying mobile while you chip away at enemies. In the Ice Ray spec, Mystic Ice pushes your damage to crazy levels by empowering your beam, but at the cost of chewing through energy much faster. This spec is all about standing your ground and unloading raw power, provided you can manage your resources and survive the pressure. That means the Frost Mage playstyle really depends on your build. You'll either lean into mobility and control with Ice Spear, or embrace all-out sustained damage with Ice Ray. As you progress, you unlock talents that crank up your crits, give your frost abilities extra bite, and keep enemies locked down, literally frozen in their tracks. If you like being cool under pressure and want a class that feels stylish whether you're weaving through attacks or holding steady and blasting, the Frost Mage has you covered.
What is up everybody, it's Kaiizuto here, and I play the Shield Knight and Marksman as my main classes. Shield Knight is one of the two tank classes in Blue Protocol Star Residence. The class is ideal for being at the front line of battles. It has a shield for blocking incoming damage, along with damage reduction and minor healing skills to increase its survivability. Both of your skills generate light energy, which then can be spent to cast a healing skill on yourself. As you build this class further by unlocking the talent tree nodes, you gain more ways to reset or shorten your skill cooldowns and boost your survivability. The recovery path primarily focuses on the class mechanic Holy Sigils, which are consumed when using certain skills. This path is the classic tank build. In contrast, the shield path also uses sigils, but leans into passes from your spec skills to stack raw HP. Your overall HP might be a bit higher than with the recovery path, but since this build is slightly more damage oriented and requires you to keep attacking and maintain HP stacks, its overall survivability is a bit lower compared to the other path.
Let's talk about Heavy Guardian. Shoutouts to IU for his help with this class. Wielding a massive weapon resembling a double glaive, Heavy Guardian is the team's shield, absorbing damage to keep everyone safe as a tank. One of the standout features Heavy Guardian has is its ability to pull and vacuum mobs together via a skill called Sand Grip, which is obviously major value for a tank. Heavy Guardian has a relaxed playstyle when it comes to actions. Most of your skills are pretty straightforward, allowing you to focus on strategy while you wait for your resources to refill or your cooldowns to reset before using them again. Downside to this class is that it lacks healing, meaning you'll have to rely on potions if you're solo, or you'll need to have a healer. Heavy Guardian, like all classes, have two specs. If you go the block spec, you're all about survivability. The spec is the true tank path. Straightforward here: control, tank, and protect. Then you have the Earth Fort spec. This is more of a hybrid build that allows you to deal damage while also generating shields, dealing more damage while being shielded. You'll have some attacks that can deal some impressive numbers while still having some protection. However, remember, you're giving up survivability to do so. Overall, being Heavy Guardian is a great choice for players who want to tank and not have to play something very sweaty. This is a relatively easy class to play.
Hello everyone, this is Bidoof, and Stormblade is the main class I'll be talking briefly about to you guys. The Stormblade main class branches off into two specs, which are the Kaiizuto Slash and Moonblade specs, both of which use the deck's main attribute. Let's first look at the one I dumped hundreds of hours into in the China server, which is the Kaiizuto Slash spec. This spec focuses heavily on the katana side of the weapon. Kaiizuto Slash does not come with a party synergy and relies on RNG procs, but deals high single target damage even if you aren't lucky with proccing certain effects. This spec can also deal good multi-target damage, but the range is tiny in comparison to some DPS classes. The way you deal most of your damage with this spec comes from the Thunder Seal class mechanic. At endgame, all of your specialization skills you run can help generate Thunder Seals with the help of some talent nodes. The main damage skills that Kaiizuto Slash uses are EI Slash and Flash. At early game, you are mainly casting EI Slash until reaching a talent node deep into your spec tree, which unlocks your rotation. After unlocking the necessary talent nodes, you quickly cycle between these two skills during your burst to deal big thunder element damage. This spec uses crit rate as its main substat and mastery as the secondary substat. Currently, you stack as much crit rate as possible since many talent node effects rely on having high crit rate. If you enjoy the style of OP swordman characters in anime, this spec is the right choice for you. Moving on, let's talk about the Moonblade. While Kaiizuto Slash deals most of its damage through burst windows, this spec deals consistent damage. This spec also uses Thunder element skills and uses the luck substat instead of crit rate to proc talent node effects. Haste is the secondary substat to take, which allows you to cycle through skills to proc effects faster. This spec deals lower stagger damage to elites and bosses compared to Kaiizuto Slash, but possesses more range on some melee skills, letting this spec be more effective at handling mob groups. Most of your damage and procs generate from your main skill, Thunderbolt Combo. This skill consumes Sword Intent, a class mechanic, to attack enemies in front of you. Some other skills you take can help generate Sword Intent. After casting Thunderbolt Combo enough times, you proc effects to enhance itself and your auto attack. Divine Retribution Scythe is the enhanced auto attack, which summons a big scythe in front of you, which deals huge damage that always crits. If you are a fan of flashy scythe gameplay, then this spec is the right choice for you.
Hi, it's Chiishiiya again. This time, it's the Verdant Oracle, your nature team support. Think forest magic, but with options. You can go heavy on the damage, whipping out vines and thorns to smack enemies around, or lean into healing with flower blooms and soothing energy to keep your team alive. The class mechanics are what makes this split shine. On the damage side, you'll be working with regeneration buds. These not only amp up your offensive skills for bigger hits, but they also burst with restorative energy whenever you activate healing skills, giving you damage without abandoning your role as a healer. You can even summon deers with Deer Rush, letting you hit hard while still keeping sustain rolling. On the healing side, you'll be relying on a class mechanic called Petals. These petals empower your healing spells to restore more health, while also trimming down your cooldowns so you can keep your team safe in the prolonged fights. The more petals you cycle through, the more you can keep your allies topped up through even the nastiest boss phases. The core idea is flexibility. You've got tools to punish enemies while still throwing out clutch heals. And as you build out the class, you unlock ways to make your healing stronger, your damage nastier, or balance both depending on what your party needs. You can expect a playstyle that's all about timing and decision making. When to go aggressive, when to play it safe, and how to weave damage with support. If you like being the green glue that holds the team together while still dishing out punishment, Verdant Oracle might be for you.
Welcome Blue Protocol Star Residence Adventure. I am a fellow content creator and my name is RoboGamer1 HD. Right off the bat, I wanted to say a thank you to Kanon for reaching out about his video. Throughout this time in Blue Protocol Star Residence, I played Soul Musician. Compared to other MMORPGs, Soul Musician is not very common, but when you get down to the nit and grit about Soul Musician, you will see some of the similarities to other classes in other MMOs throughout the world. Soul Musician is a support class that dishes out amplified beats and melodies to enhance notes that not only deal damage, but heal and buff allies at the exact same time. I decided to go with the Dissonance spec, which focuses more on high frequency damage and healing, whereas the Concerto spec is more healing oriented. Throughout my time playing the class, I learned that I really had to maximize my burst at the beginning of fights in order to really deal some damage. Over time though, I built up my bar called Frenzied Wave, which helped me provide with healing over time and added damage. All throughout an encounter, I would be cycling my cooldowns as quickly as possible for maximum damage and buffing allies. While gearing up Soul Musician, I found myself focusing on magic power through intelligence, the haste for quick skill activation, and of course, luck for damage and healing. To maximize the class, there are many options for Soul Musician. Under the Dissonance spec, it is recommended you equip Thunderfall and Electro Bomb Imagines. Currently though, I am cycling between Fallen Star and Thunder Suppress. If you're looking to become a support class that can rock out for some musical damage but heal at the same time, Soul Musician is the class for you. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing all of you guys in Blue Protocol Star Resonance.
The Marksman is a range class that offers both single target and AoE damage. By using certain skills, you build up your class meter. Once it reaches the maximum threshold, you can enter an enhanced mode until the meter depletes to 0. While enhanced, some of your skills deal more damage and gain additional perks. The ultimate of the ranger groups up enemies at its center, which is great for the party clear speed in dungeons or just any quest. With the Wild Pack spec of the Marksman class, you fight alongside wolves, which are your primary source of damage. The talent nodes in its path further increase the damage of your skills as well as your wolves. With the Falconry spec, you fight alongside a summoned falcon that deals damage whenever you land critical hits. You rely on your falcon to deal additional damage. Besides that, this spec includes multiple AoE skills that add to your overall damage output.
Hello, it's Chiishiiya, back for the third time. This time, I'll be bringing to you the Wind Knight, a spear fighter who makes the battlefield feel like a whirlwind. This class has a really unique flow. Sometimes you're vaulting high into the air, diving down with spear thrusts and then launching yourself back up again, all while summoning tornadoes that shred through enemies. It feels acrobatic and stylish, like you're never really touching the ground. Your teammates might start to wonder if you got something against gravity though. But Wind Knight isn't just about airtime. You can also fight with both feet planted, weaving your skills together so that one refreshes the other. Done right, you'll have almost no downtime, just a seamless chain of strikes and abilities that keep the pressure on. Here's how the mechanics work. For the aerial style, you'll be juggling Courage and Sharpness. Courage is your energy bar. You spend it to launch skills that generate Sharpness, a stacking attack power buff. That can consume enough Sharpness and it can unleash Spiral Impact, a devastating move that cashes it all in for a huge burst of damage. It's a rhythm of building, stacking, and detonating, perfect for players who want to feel explosive payoffs after graceful setups. On the grounded side, Courage still drives everything, but here it's about using it to trigger enhanced versions of your abilities. That's what keeps your rotation tight and your cooldowns constantly cycling. Both playstyles tie back into outstanding Grace, the steady Courage regeneration. So whether you're chaining combos on the floor or soaring above the fight, you'll always have the resources to keep momentum going. So whether you're flying through the skies or carving out a perfect ground game, Wind Knight is about keeping the fight flowing. If you want fast, fluid gameplay with a spear in hand, this class is going to feel really good.
That pretty much wraps things up, guys. Let me know what you guys thought of this format where it's a little bit shorter, a little bit more condensed, TLDR, not super detailed, but also featuring other content creators in their respective classes. Would love to get some feedback there. Also, be sure to let me know what class you guys are planning on playing for the beta test or for launch. See you guys in the next video.